Well, good morning everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Hey, today I thought I'd go over a few things that I use, or what I use, to keep my Tacoma back here clean. You know, right now it is in desperate need of a wash. As you can see, it's filthy dirty, so we're going to do that a little bit later today when it warms up a little bit. But in the meantime, I thought I'd get on here and show you guys what I use to keep it clean. Alright, well, first thing, obviously, you need a hose, you need water. I think that's a given. And then you need a bucket. I just use a 5-gallon bucket, you guys can see here. Some guys use the 2-bucket method. You know, they'll use one to wash the upper parts of the truck, and then a second one to wash the bottom parts of the truck, which tend to get dirtier. And the reason for that is to keep all the grit and stuff off of the higher areas, I guess, to keep it from getting scratched. And then the second bucket for the lower area, really for the same reason. I only use one. I figure that most of the dirt and crap settles in the bottom of the bucket, so I don't really care, and I don't stir it up a bunch, you know, as I dip the sponges in, or the mitts. And that brings me to the mitts, I guess. I use two. I use one, in this case this one, which is a cleaner one that I use for the body. You know, that doesn't have as much grit and junk and crap in it as the wheels do. And that's why I have the second one. I use an older one to wash the wheels and stuff, in an effort, of course, to keep all of the grease and brake dust and whatever from being rubbed around on the truck. So that's the minimum that you need, of course. Water, a hose, and a bucket, and some mitts. All right, next thing obviously is some soap. Now, I like a soap that foams up quite a bit, that has a lot of bubbles and stuff in it, you know, because it seems to me that just does a better job, gets things cleaner. You know, when you use a soap that seems like there's nothing in the water except for water and maybe a film, just doesn't seem to work as well. And I'm not particular on the brand. Again, I usually just choose something that foams up really well, and this stuff lately works good for me. It's just a blue coral, they call it. Wash and wax concentrate. I don't know how much wax you actually get out of it, but it works pretty well for me. And another thing that I'll mention is, if you've just waxed your vehicle recently, you'd want to make sure that you use some sort of a soap that doesn't remove wax. It doesn't make a lot of sense to wax the vehicle and then on your very next wash you strip it all off. One other thing I'll mention, you know, in my younger days, a million years ago, I used to use dishwashing soap. And that, I'd say, is a definite no-no. Unless you're trying to degrease the truck or something. It contains ammonia in most cases, although you can get it without ammonia. But just not a good thing to wash vehicles with. Great for your dishes, but I wouldn't wash my vehicle with it. Next, if you're so inclined, as I try to do, I don't know, a few times a year, is wax. I've used, I don't know, many different waxes, and the best that I've found, or that works the best for me, is just a Meguiar's Carnauba wax. It goes on easy, it dries pretty darn quick, and it comes off easy. And it protects the vehicle pretty well. I've been using it for years and never had any issues with it. And it always leaves a really good shine to the truck. And of course, you need some sort of a pad to put it on with. These things, you know, they're cheap, you can get them anywhere. The only thing that I look for when I get these is that I get one that doesn't have a lot of lint and stuff on it. Because there's nothing worse than trying to wax your vehicle and you've got lint and crap coming off all over the place while you're doing it. These blue ones, and I don't know if the color means anything, but every time I've bought the blue ones, they seem to work pretty well. And they hold up. I can use them a couple of times. This one, as you can see here, maybe has been used once, but it's still nice and soft, and I could get by with using it again, or even just using the other side, which is probably what I would do in this case. Just flip it over and wax again with the other side. So Carnauba wax, that's my recommendation, that's what I use. All right, the final thing that I do, and that's taking care of the tires. You know, right now they kind of have that dull, kind of, I won't say it's dirty, but just a dull, rubbery kind of look to them. But when I'm done, after everything's washed and dried off, I grab a bottle of Armor All. Now, I do not use Armor All on the inside. Armor All, at least every time I've ever tried to use it on the inside, seems to be a dust magnet. You know, you put it in, it looks great when it has that, you know, shiny, wet finish. But after a while, it seems to draw dust to that shiny, wet finish. So I don't use it on the inside, but on the outside, it works fantastically on your tires. Gives them a nice, wet shine, and seems to last for quite a while as well. And the reason I've left this pad here is because this is how I apply it. Now, kind of a little bit of a savings tip for you here. After I've used these for waxing the truck, you know, I'm not going to use them anymore because they're full of wax. I use them for the tires, because if you've ever used one of these on your tires, then you know that this thing is going to be probably almost solid black after you do the first tire. Certainly nothing you would want to wax again with. But they work fantastically for applying Armor All to the tires to get that wet shine when you're all finished. And the way I do it, I don't spray Armor All directly on the tires, because then you're going to splatter all over the paint and everything else. I spray a bit of it, maybe about a third, onto this pad, and then I wipe the tires. That also gives me 2/3 of the pad to dry a little bit off, in essence, if I have to, because maybe there's a little bit too much applied. But it works quite well that way. I've tried other things, you know, those tire foam things that you spray on. You know, they're not too bad. They do work, but my problem with those is I'm always afraid of spraying it all over the wheel, you know? And I don't want it on the wheels. I just want it on the tires. So by using the pad back there with the Armor All, I can decide where I'm going to put, you know, the product and what I'm going to shine up. So it seems to work pretty well for me. I didn't go over anything on the inside. The inside is pretty simple for me. I just have I think it's a 32-inch bottle, or 32-ounce bottle that I fill up with water and then put about maybe 2 to 3 drops of liquid detergent, dishwashing soap. Now, I do use the kind that does not have ammonia in it, as I mentioned earlier. That way I can wash my windows as well, because my windows are tinted, and you don't want to use anything with ammonia in it on your window tint, because it will degrade your window tint. There's a tip for you. And it also works quite well in just cleaning and getting all the dust and dirt or whatever you might have on the inside off. I've used it on cloth interior as well. You know, if you had a little bit of who knows what, something that got on your seats. And it works pretty good to do that too. It doesn't dye the material or change the material or anything like that, and works quite well. So that's what I use for the inside. Pretty simple. And then of course a sweeper. Anyway, I just want to get on here, tell you guys how I keep my Tacoma clean when it is, and I know it's not right now. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't before, and we'll see you next time on the web. Have a good day. Bye.